All right, what's up, everyone? We're gonna do a quick trade recap. Today, I took one contract short on US30 or YM, and I made around 530 in 20 accounts. So that's a total of 10.6K. And I only paid $62 in commission, which is crazy because yesterday I traded 5 micros on each account and I paid $200 in commission, which is insane. Just, comparing that. And it's also a bit crazy because I made less money yesterday on this trade here. Yeah, I paid way more commission because of micros. I still love micros. I still do. But damn, that's crazy. Here's also the execution for today. Okay. And yeah, let's get right on to the trade recap. So, when I'm starting already, I'm sorry. I can't help it. Okay, the market opened up. I usually look at NASDAQ and then US30. Okay, so boom. 9:30 came up and immediately the market dumps. So I saw this 10-minute supply zone here. If you look at this 10-minute zone over here, we rejected it many times. So I was confident in this 10-minute supply zone. But I knew that I would only take this short if the market came back to retest this area and then go back down. And I said it before the market opened up. I was like, I hope, in order to catch this short, if it comes up, I will only catch it if I see a retest once the market opens up. But what happened was it immediately dumped off of it, which is not surprising. The only way I could have caught this short is if I placed an order right at market open and I did something like this, something like that. I could have targeted VWAP or the next zone, which for me was a 30-minute demand zone and a 2-hour. Okay, but I didn't take that trade. So why am I even talking about it? I took this short on US30. Okay, this short on US30, the main reason I took it was because it tapped this 45-minute and 3-hour supply zone. Let's take a look at the zones, right? If you go to the 3-hour, you can clearly see this is a smooth 3-hour supply zone here. We've tapped into it many times and rejected it. Go down to the 45-minute time frame. You can see this clean 45-minute supply zone here that the market tapped into on Friday and we rejected it. And I have this here because I actually took this trade last Friday. I took the same trade almost exactly a week ago at the same time. Isn't that crazy? It's really not, but it's just pretty cool. I don't know. And if you don't believe me, if we go, boom, this was Friday the 16th. If you look at Friday the 16th over here, I took a short on US30. And believe me, the entry was around here. Because if you look at the 1-minute time frame on that Friday, let's see if I can reach it here. Boom. If you look at the 45-minute time frame this day, as soon as we tapped into this area, the 1-minute candlesticks closed out below this 50% line, and then immediately we start breaking structure to the downside, and that's where I entered off of last week. If we look at this week, it's basically the same thing, kind of. As soon as the market tapped up into this area on the 1-minute time frame, you can see a nasty rejection. Like immediately, we tap into it, and the body of the candle closes out below the zone. So that's a nasty rejection. And then once I saw that, usually I would take a short right at this break of structure as soon as this wick here breaks, or even right here. But for some reason, I was a bit hesitant. And the reason I was hesitant, which now that I think about it, I shouldn't have been hesitant because it made sense. But the reason I was hesitant earlier to kind of take this trade and I wanted to see extra confirmation was because we kind of slowed down approaching this area and it looks choppy. So I was just like, I don't want to get chopped up here. So let me wait for extra confirmation. And that extra confirmation was just these wicks down here breaking lower. But when I was recapping this on stream, I realized that this move here, slowly approaching the supply zone, should have made me even more confident in taking the short because the volume slows down. The volume to the upside slows down as we approach this supply zone. So usually that's a good sign for a reversal. But earlier, I don't know why I didn't think that. I kind of just saw it, oh, like it's a bit choppy. Let me be careful. And yeah, I got an entry down here. Why? Because we were breaking structure to the downside with these wicks here. My original stop loss was at the highs, and that was around a 73, 72 point stop loss. With one US30 contract or one YM contract, that I was risking about $355, something like that, which isn't nothing crazy, but it is a bit more than what I usually risk on these 50K accounts. So once I got into this trade and the market started to move down like crazy, then I simply moved my stop loss down to my usual risk, which is 50 points or $250. Okay. And then this trade happened so quickly. So, like, once I did that, then I moved the stop to break even and we hit TP really fast. And not every trade is like this. So, when a trade is like this, you guys know it's very satisfying. And I just want to share that moment with you guys. Here, I'll show you. Okay, let's go a bit back here. Okay, so boom, I placed a sell order. And then it gets tapped into pretty soon here. And then I put my stops at the highs. I know I was risking a bit more, but I thought it'd be worth it. And then fast forward 30 seconds, that next candle retests a white line and then immediately rejects it, breaks the lows. And then this was a nasty candle here. It teleported down. Look at this teleportation. Boom! Oh my god, it was like a meme candle. I saw that. I was like, if this shit dumps, like, I'm catching all of it. So I moved my TP lower. Just in case. You guys know. Just in case it did, went crazy lower. Like, trust me, bro, I would have caught it. I was ready to catch it. Like, literally, as soon as I saw that spike move, TP lowered. And then we were very close to TP at this point. So the stop loss was basically our break even. And then we TP'd. Boom. And that was it right there. That was it. Yeah, it was a pretty smooth day. Not every day is like this, so I'm very thankful for it. Another thing is I've had a really decent week when it comes to P&L and winning rate. I'm 3 for 3, so I'm doing way better than last week so far. So I'm not sure if I want to trade tomorrow. Not gonna lie, but then if I look at I'm stuttering, like, what? If I look at the 2 past Fridays, they've been great. They've been green. So if I trade tomorrow, we'll see what happens. I'll definitely be very picky with the trade, like I always am. And then if I lose the first trade, I'll probably call it a day, unless the trade looks really good. So we'll see. I'm up in total across 20 accounts, 26.4K. It sounds crazy, but in reality, I think it's just a bit over $1,000 positive for the week in each account. And then for the month, in total, again, I'm up 50K. But the payout that I want to get is like the max payout, most likely. So the balance that I need for that is gonna be 4,600. So I'm kind of halfway there, or more than halfway there, I think. And then the total profit for that is gonna be around 90,000, I think. But the dog started barking. They're telling me I need to go. So I love you guys. Thank you for watching. If you want to work one-on-one with me, the link is below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.